Today we're taking a look at a classic, a timeless fragrance from the house of Perfumer's Workshop, Tea Rose Parfum. If you guys have not heard about this fragrance, stick around. This is one you do not want to miss. Welcome back to another fragrance review. I'm MAXFORTI. If you like to make a great first impression, smelling good is definitely a great way to do it. Today we're taking a look at a 2014 release from an original timeless classic fragrance from the 70s, Tea Rose Eau de Toilette. This is a 2014 edition Eau de Parfum Tea Rose. This is a fragrance for the connoisseur, for the person that absolutely loves niche fragrances or rose-based fragrance. This is actually a masterpiece when it comes to rose-based scents. Before we get into Tea Rose 2014 Eau de Parfum edition, a little background on the house of Perfumer's Workshop, which really started their venture into the fragrance world back in 1971/69. It was really in 69 where everything, the wheels started to become in motion, but 1971 is really the pinpointed time when they actually started to collaborate with different general stores, specifically in Europe, Italy, France, UK, and of course, Dubai. They had shops or they had counters in those particular general stores where they offered oils like patchouli oil, musk oils, and also bespoke fragrances for fragrance lovers worldwide. Until 1977, where they released the Tea Rose line, with the first one being Tea Rose Eau de Toilette, and within that fragrance line they also had a jasmine-based fragrance, a musk-based fragrance, and an amber-based fragrance that I don't currently own, but I'm really looking forward to trying, because if they're any good, if this is an indication of how good those particular fragrances are, I can't wait to try them as well. Tea Rose's presentation is actually very, very simple yet chic presentation. I love the classic box here, the classic bottle feel. There's nothing fancy about it. You know, the sprayers are actually okay, you get a nice mist, but the great thing here is actually in the juice, guys. And we all know as frag heads that the actual contents, the juice as we call it, is the most important part, because this is actually what we're gonna be wearing. And this particular fragrance is, as you first spray this in the air or on your body, you're gonna test the quality and the fine ingredients in this particular fragrance. This is the most natural / realistic rose fragrance out there, period. I dare you to try if you're a rose fan out there, I'm sure you have heard of this fragrance, especially because it's been around since 1977. I know my mom used to wear this. I know a lot, not this one in particular, but the Eau de Toilette one. But a lot of people throughout the years, including celebrities, have had this particular fragrance as their signature scent. So I think in some way, shape, or form, if you've been on this earth for a few decades, you have seen this fragrance or heard of this particular fragrance. So amazing quality, realistic, natural rose smell from beginning to end, guys. But the beginning here, the blast, is going to be like if you're walking into this. Let me give myself a blast here on my hand. It is actually my scent of the day today, believe it or not. So as you first spray this particular fragrance, it's, picture walking into this beautiful, fresh rose garden, and or walking into a room that's filled with rose petals. You scrunch up those roses in your fist, and you smell your hands. That's exactly what I get here, guys. It's an amazing, natural, realistic rose smell like no other. The 2014 release, Tea Rose Parfum, is actually an Aromatic-Floral, and it's a collaboration between Perfume, the German compound oil-based company, along with Donald Bachner, which is the CEO / creative director of this particular company. Quick side note for you guys, within all the projects from this particular company, Perfumer's Workshop, which they have a ton of different fragrances in their portfolio, I think about 59, 60 fragrances up to this point, but Tea Rose happens to be their #1 selling fragrance worldwide, and here's why. There are 3 reasons why I know this fragrance is one of the best sellers for them. Is number 1, the most realistic, like I said, and natural smelling rose fragrance in the world, period. Number 2, the price versus composition, long-lasting power. So the whole proposition itself is a no-brainer, guys. When you guys hear the price point of this particular fragrance, which is $59 USD, it's just a steal for what you get in here. It's niche quality rose. It's amazing, natural, mind-blowing rose fragrance. Think of Atelier's Cologne Orange Sanguine. When you smell that particular fragrance, it gives you that uncanny, fresh, squeezed OJ kind of smell. That's exactly what you get here, just fresh, beautiful roses. And there's actually 3 different roses in this particular fragrance, which we'll talk about in a second. So going back here, recapping, the price proposition, the longevity, all things considered, best smelling rose, realistic, natural smelling rose. And also, last but not least, because this particular fragrance stood the test of time due to its quality and of course the price point. What you get here is amazing, guys. Fragrance from 1977, remade, remade, reformulated in 2014 for this beautiful eau de parfum composition, and it's still available to this day, and it is one of the best sellers of this particular company. So all those things considered, it tells you a lot about this particular fragrance. And one more thing I'm going to add to that, I'm not huge on floral scents, and for you guys to hear me saying this is an amazing fragrance that I'm actually wearing today, it says a lot. So let's talk about the introduction of tea roses. So as I said before, when you first spray tea rose, it's going to immediately transport you to this most realistic rose garden. But not only that, you also have an amazing floral elements that also support that experience. You're going to have peony, violet, which gives a little bit of a bitterness and more floral components into this particular fragrance. And actually, what I do love about this fragrance is the cedar that comes to play within the heart and into the dry down. The cedar note here gives it a nice woody background, which really makes and gives a lot of character to this particular fragrance, making it quite androgynous. Even though I think this leans a little more towards feminine, which I'll share with you some of the celebrities that actually worn this fragrance. I think it's definitely more in the female spectrum, side of the scale. But because of that woodiness, that cedar that comes to play with from the heart and into the dry down, I think it gives it a nice masculine character or facet to the composition, if you will. As you get to the dry down after 45 minutes or so, you're left off with this, again, amazing, realistic, natural, splendid rose kind of a scent, which also has some of these elements, green notes, violet, and that beautiful cedar that comes to play. So it's like a woody, aromatic, floral type of dry down that I absolutely love. Now, this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for somebody that doesn't like strong fragrances. This is for somebody that, number one, appreciates floral fragrances, number two, loves the note of rose, and number three, does not have a fear of making an entrance, does not have a fear of making their presence felt. This is definitely going to make your presence be felt. When you walk into a room, if you're wearing this, you're going to turn heads. It's that type of a scent. So if you're somebody that wants to really make a statement, definitely consider checking this one out, guys. 3 words that I would use to summarize this particular fragrance is, of course, timeless, realistic, and head-turning. So if you ask, hey Max, what does Tea Rose Parfum remind you of? First of all, of course, it's going to remind me of roses. It's a blast of roses. You have Bulgarian rose, you have Damask rose, and you also have tea rose in this composition. So it's really surrounded on the rose type of experience. So it's definitely a rose scent. It does not remind me exactly of a particular fragrance, but what comes to mind within rose fragrances that I've tried and I really enjoy over the years, you have Lyric Man from Amouage, which is a darker, resinous, more incensey, spicy type of a rose. You have a Calligraphy Rose from Aramis, which is again another woody, spicy rose. So there are different facets of rose fragrance. You also have a ton of rose oud fragrances in the oud market. But this one here sets it apart, like I said, because of the amazing roses that you get here combined with that violet, the green notes, and of course that beautiful cedar that comes to play, which really sets this apart from any other rose fragrance that I've tried to date. So let's talk about performance, guys. So Tea Rose Parfum is an amazing fragrance when it comes to performance. It's very concentrated. When you spray it on your hands, I wish you could see my hand. It's got a sheen here. I sprayed it a few minutes ago. So it's going to have a really nice, as a parfum, you're talking about 8+ hours. If you spray your clothes, it'll be there the next day, I'm telling you. This stuff is incredible. Pushes very nice. Like the whole room here smells like this fragrance. So go easy on the trigger. You need 2 to 3, no more. Don't go too heavy because it's going to choke you and others. It's a very, very strong scent, even pungent on the rose account. So I would say 2 to 3 sprays, and it's going to push very nice for the first 2 hours. Needless to say, sillage and the scent bubble is going to be around you. And again, you're going to turn heads. You're going to be noticed. No questions asked. Seasons, I think it's very versatile. If you enjoy floral, rose-based scents, you can rock this all year round as your signature scent. Although for my taste, if you have a very, big collection or a huge fragrance wardrobe, if you're looking for fragrances for different seasons, like I like to rotate my fragrances, I would say this is perfect for spring, the season we have right now, into the early summer and perhaps early fall. But I think spring is where this is going to shine the most, like the seasons we have right now. And of course, you can dress this up, you can dress this down. It has this nice regal rose kind of undertake. This is not aged, even though it's a rose-based scent. You might think about, mature. Of course, I don't think a teenager will enjoy this, but I think it has this very old school, but, old world class and elegance about this scent that I think if you do enjoy these type of a fragrance, this genre, this classification, you're going to absolutely rock it very well and you're going to smell amazing. Some fun facts here, some celebrities that I know that have actually worn this fragrance as their signature scent. You have Princess Diana, Lady Di. You actually have Nicole Kidman that has been wearing this fragrance since she was 13 years old. My final thoughts on Tea Rose Parfum. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of florals or rose-based scents. However, this thing here blew me away. The quality, the performance, and the price point, guys, is an absolutely outstanding proposition. If you guys want to try this stuff here, I would say definitely give it a shot. You know, I think there's a size below this, 60 mil, which retails for 39 bucks. This is the 4 ounce, 120 mil, which retails for $59. If you ask me, it's a steal, guys, for the performance, the smell itself, the quality, the uniqueness of this amazing naturalistic and realistic rose. You just can't go wrong. The folks at Perfume's, Perfume's Workshop were kind enough to give me a code to give it to you guys, whether you want to get the small bottle or the large bottle. You guys can actually take advantage. I'll have all those codes down in the description, guys. Enjoy. It's limited time only. I mean, all the details are going to be in the description, guys. Check it out. It's a perfect chance to enjoy this amazing fragrance that I think it's definitely deserving of your attention, especially if you're a floral and rose fragrance fan. This is a must try, guys. And of course, let me know down in the comments, have you guys tried the EDT version of this? Have you tried the Parfum? And of course, have you actually gotten your noses on the jasmine, the musk, and the amber tea rose based scents? I can't wait to try those from this collection. It's ones that I heard tremendously good things, especially the musk and the jasmine, and I can't wait to try those and perhaps talk to you guys about them in future videos. But let me know in the comments if you guys have tried the Tea Rose Parfum or any other Tea Rose fragrances from their collection. I'd love to read your comments down in the comment section. Thank you so much, ladies and gents, for your support. This is, the reason why I do this is you guys, so please don't forget to show a like if you do enjoy the videos. Please don't forget to support the channel by subscribing for a lot more, and of course, hit the notification bell icon if you want to see more videos like these straight into your feed. And as always, remember, fragrance is emotion. It's emotion in the bottle, so wear what truly moves you. I'll see you again real soon.